the taxes what we had, nearly 20 to 25 taxes were there. In that one, some of the taxes were managed by state government and some of the taxes were managed by central government. The benefit has been given for all business people and even for the ultimate consumer, or the person is going to use the product and gets the benefit of the product in his life. There is no difference between goods or services. Both are same here, and it will be considered as one, and the tax will be levied in the same rates. Warm welcome to 5th Sem BCom student. The subject we're discussing, Goods and Services Tax. Unit 1, Introduction to GST. GST is nothing but Goods and Services Tax. The tax which are levied on the goods consumed by a person or the services received by the person, on that the government is going to levy tax. The tax should be paid by the ultimate consumer who is getting the benefits of the product or the services, and not by the service provider or the person is going to convert the raw material into finished goods. I am Professor Rajesh L.R. from Department of Commerce and Management from Vidhyaashram, First Grade College, Temple of Excellence, MYSURU. In today's agenda, we are going to discuss that one. What is GST and what are the main features of GST? And we are going to solve certain problems. How the GST is calculated and what is the amount of GST should be paid by the business person, the amount what they have collected from the consumer, and whatever the amount they paid for the person from whom they purchase the raw materials, that will be deducted and the balance should be paid to the government. So now the overall burden is on the person who is going to use the benefits of the product, not by the business people or not by any other person. So this is what GST, what we have here. It is very simple and it is very easy to understand, and it is good for all the business people to adopt the GST and make it one nation, one tax instead of having multiple taxes. So GST is nothing but destination-based tax. This is a concept we should know, and it is very good for all the people here. Now, earlier, the GST is nothing but an indirect tax structure what we have in India. India has several erstwhile indirect taxes. Means earlier, before GST, we have plenty of taxes on the goods and services. And the goods and services, whatever used by the consumer, for that the tax was levied at each and every step where the goods was moving. But now, and the burden of the tax for the person who is going to use the commodity was more. But now it has reduced, and where only one person is going to pay tax, and the person who is doing business activities or trading activities, the person who is providing services is not going to pay any tax to the government. He just collect the tax from the person and he pays to the government. And if any tax is paid by the person who is collecting, that will be given credit to him, means that will be deducted from the amount already paid by him to the government. The balance amount should be paid here. So it is totally benefit for all the business people. Only when we come across in such a way that when the rates, whatever the government has framed here, 5%, 12%, 18% and 28%, it may look like huge, but it is very good. And the thing, whatever we have here, it is a normal concept. Based on that normal concept only, the people who made a survey on this GST, after making all the survey and research part, they thought that this is better to have one nation, one tax, and it is good for all the business people and even for the ultimate consumer. So earlier, we had service tax, value-added tax, central excise duty, and these are the taxes which were levied on chain supply. Means if I purchase the raw material, I have to pay the tax. After purchasing, when I'm selling the goods, I have to pay the tax. When the person is purchasing, I have to pay for every level. It was paying, like the manufacturer was paying tax, wholesaler was paying tax, retailer was paying tax, and the consumer. For one product, earlier at 4 different levels, the tax was levied for the same product here. But now, whatever the tax paid by the manufacturer, right, that, and whatever the tax paid by the wholesaler and whatever the tax paid by the retailer, all the three will be deducted, and all the tax will be paid by the ultimate consumer and not by the other people. There's a concept what we have here. Some taxes were governed by the state and some of the center. Earlier, the taxes what we had, nearly 20 to 25 taxes were there. In that one, some of the taxes were managed by state government and some of the taxes were managed by central government. Out of that, 17 taxes has been combined and merged together, and they made one nation, one tax, and which is present in India, making better and control all the movement of the goods in the nation. There was no unified and centralized tax on both goods and service. They're saying that one, there was no equal, and there was no thing that one, they can say that one, the same rates are applicable for the same goods. Like for example, earlier, if I purchase a raw material in Bangalore, I was paying 12%. The same raw material, if I purchase from Chennai, I was paying 15%. The same raw material, if I purchase from Delhi, I was paying 8%. So for the same type of raw material, when we are purchasing to convert the raw material to finished goods of the same material here, why I'm paying at different rates of taxes? So then why I have to pay in a different concepts? When I'm paying 8% in Delhi, obviously I'll go and purchase only in Delhi and I'll ignore Bangalore and Chennai. Instead of this one, the nation thought that one, everywhere, any place it may be that one, from Jammu Kashmir till Kanyakumari, whatever places we have in the society here, wherever the raw materials are available, it should be the same rate of taxes and there should not be any differentiation. If he is purchasing raw material in Karnataka or Andhra or Tamil Nadu or Kerala or Mumbai or any place, it may be that one, the rate of taxes should be same and the business people should feel that one. There is no changes in the rate structure and the product will be the same concept and they can buy the products from anywhere and they can use the benefits of the product here. Even the consumer also can feel better to buy the products here. If I say that one, the product what you're purchasing is 1,000 in Bangalore, 1,200 in Delhi, and in Chennai it is 800. Obviously they're going to buy the product in the Chennai, or they'll make the other people to buy the product and transfer the same to the Bangalore. So now instead of that one, even the same product is available in Bangalore at the same rate what it is in the Chennai or Delhi or Bombay or Rajasthan or Gujarat or Jammu Kashmir. They're ready to buy the product here. It should not be different rates or different structure. Issues in indirect tax. In 2017, the GST was replaced. Means they brought GST in the year 2017. It has replaced nearly 17 concepts of the taxes merged together and framed and made one concept here, goods and services tax. They merged value-added tax, service tax, sales tax, entry tax, and excise duty tax. Levying GST eliminated the cascading effect on tax on the Indian economy. They're saying that one, earlier what it was happening, like for example, if I take the sales tax here, I'll give a small example. When we approach the business people here from the sales tax department, they were saying that one, every time, majority of the people were saying that one, we are doing business activities, but there is no proper sales here. So I have not earned anything here. Why should I have to pay the tax to the government? Even though they were doing very good business and they were having very good reputation in the market, they were not paying the taxes to the government directly. For that reason, they thought that when instead of having such concepts over here, let us merge sales tax into one concept here and bring a goods and services. I mean, the moment of goods, when it starts there, we can identify from where the goods has been purchased and where it has been sold and who is the person who is consuming the goods. Means I can't say the actual person here. We can say that one, the product has been sold in MYSURU, the product has been sold in Chennai, the product has been sold in Mumbai. So we can clearly say that where my products has been sold. So we can identify the consumers also easily. So now the person is going to pay tax in a government to the government only when he consumes the product and not for the business activities or trading activities, whatever is doing there. In that, see, pre-GST means before GST, which are the taxes were there? See, central excise duty was there, duties on excise, additional duty of excise, additional duties of custom, special, that is additional duty of customs, cess, state VAT, state value addition taxes, central sales tax, purchase tax, luxury tax, entertainment tax, entry tax, taxes on advertisement, taxes on lottery, betting and gambling. See, these are the different taxes were there earlier, and in this one, majority of the taxes they merged and they made one concept called GST. GST is nothing but goods and services tax. The benefit has been given for all business people and even for the ultimate consumer, or the person is going to use the product and gets the benefit of the product in his life. What is GST? Goods and services tax. It is levied, means charged on the supply of goods and services. Means nothing but when I go and sell some goods, or when I move the goods from one place to other place, the tax is going to be levied on the goods. And whenever I give service for any person, I'm going to collect such an amount, and there I'm going to charge the GST. So whenever the service has provided, they're going to charge the GST, the goods and services tax. Next, always it is called destination-based tax, means the tax will be paid by the ultimate beneficially, services received by a person, or the person is going to use the commodity. How many types of tax GST are there? Goods and services tax we have. So now they made it into 4. One is CGST, SGST, IGST, UTGST. What is CGST? CGST is nothing but Central Goods and Services Taxes. Means whatever the goods and service taxes collected for this in the CGST, that amount will be remitted to the central government. SGST, the amount collected by the in the form of SGST, that will be given to the state government. IGST. IGST is nothing but integrated goods and services taxes. This tax will be given to the central government. What is UTGST? Union Territory GST, goods and services tax. This will be given to the Union Territory. Means to use that amount for the benefit of the Union Territory or the state. Both the amount will be given to respective person, state or Union Territory only, to use that amount for the benefit of the government or the society, or to increase the economy of the society, or to give benefit to the society. So these are the things what we have here. And how many types of GST? If they ask, if people have to write 4: CGST, SGST, IGST, UTGST. With expansion, you write that one. CGST, Central Goods and Services Tax. SGST, State Goods and Services Tax. IGST, Integrated Goods and Services Tax. UTGST, Union Territory Goods and Services Tax. So these are the 4 types of GST we have at present in India. What is the tax rate? From Jammu Kashmir till Kanyakumari, the rates of taxes what we have here: 5%, 12%, 18%, and 28%. It is fixed. There is no changes in the rate of taxes anywhere you go in India. Everywhere the GST rates are same. There is no changes. Like for example, if I go for any restaurant, the rate of GST is 5%, 2.5, 2.5. It can't be a different rate. So this is the thing what we have on certain commodities. What are the features of GST? First feature, it merges 17 taxes and brought into one tax. That is called one nation, one tax, or destination-based taxes. It's a consumption-based tax. What I said, destination or consumption, whatever we are saying, both are same here. The person is going to consume the commodity or the benefit where he is going to use it, that person is going to pay tax. That is why it is called consumption-based tax. One tax rate across the country means all over India, we have only one tax rate, that is either 5%, 12%, 18% or 28%. There is, other than this one, there are no other rates. If any business person charges other than this rate, you can raise a complaint and you can get the benefit of thing, whatever the misbehave or mistreat made by the fraudulent activities done by that particular business person. Taxable event. Here, the taxable event is nothing but when the goods are supplied. So immediately the goods and services will come to the picture. No differentiation in goods or service. There is no difference between goods or services. Both are same here, and it will be considered as one, and the tax will be levied in the same rates. Comprehensive tax on goods and services means the tax is going to be paid by a final person, and it is going to be charged in such a way that when where the goods has been sold and the benefit will be given for the business people here. No tax on tax. No tax on tax means earlier, if I purchase the raw material for 1,000, I was paying 10% tax, 100 rupees. So now 1,100. When I was selling the commodity here, right, means when I was selling the commodity to any other person, there the tax was collected at 10%, 110. So it was 1,210. Again, the retailer 10%, 121. So 1,331. The tax was collected in the first level, second level, and third level. I've taken an equal rate here, but it was different rates earlier. See, the product was 1,000. Before it reaches to the consumer, only tax part I've added here. I've not added the profit here. If I add the profit, like for example, 1,000, tax is 10%. So 100, 1,100, add profit 200. So it is 1,300, right? Now add 10%, so 130. So 1,430, add profit 300, 1,730, add tax 173. So it was 310.9. So before it reaches to the consumer, the product price was 1,903. Instead of getting at lesser price, the tax was paid. See, here I paid the tax, here I paid the tax, and here I paid the tax here. This has been changed, and only in one place we're going to pay the tax here. Now, what is that? How the benefit has been made to the people? In the upcoming slides, I'm going to explain you by taking the problem directly. Free flow of credit means the credit has been given, whatever the tax I paid here and whatever the tax I've collected here. See here, how much I'm collecting tax here? 130. Earlier, how much I've paid the tax here? 100. So out of 130 minus 100, so 30 will be collected. Means 30 will be paid to the government. And now, how much already we have paid here? 130. How much I'm paying here? 173. So only 43. Means the tax is paid only 173, not as earlier where I was paying tax here 100, 130, 173. It is nothing but earlier I was paying 403. Now I'm paying 173. Which is better? You just think that one. Earlier concept was better, or the present concept is better? The present concept is always better because the tax is paid less, and even we're enjoying all types of benefits, and even we're getting benefit from the government, supporting in such a way that when providing financial support for the business people and increasing the economical stages of the government and the society. What are the advantages? The first advantage is removing the multiple stage taxes. Higher threshold of GST registration means it has increased to high level that it is such a way that when GST registration has made a clear mirror image like that one, and everything can be viewed and everything can be made easily and supportively we have here, and it can be done in such a way that one beneficial for all the people. Composition scheme for small businesses, they have made such a concept for the small business people where instead of 5%, 12%, 18% and 28%, where if they opt composition scheme, it will be only 1%. So the GST rate will be only 1% on the sales, whatever they're going to make. In the upcoming sessions, we are going to discuss this one in depth, what is composition scheme and how it is going to be benefited by the taxes to the business people here. It is very simple. to understand and to create and to collect the taxes. Relatively less complex means there is no issues at all at the time of levying tax or collecting taxes from the business people or from the consumers. Increase in efficiency in logistics means after GST, there is a lots of changes in the transportation of goods and services, and it has been benefited for all means here to the society and for all the people and the consumers also. Regulating the unorganized sectors means there were plenty of unorganized sector business were there where they were not following any rules and regulations, and the commodities what they have purchased, they're not having the bills, and where they were selling the commodity, they'll not issue the bills, and they were creating the black money in the market. It has been decreased here and supported for the government here, where the business has been changed in such a way that when now every person is maintaining the business records in such a way that when to get the benefit from the government for both for him as well as the business also, and everything is converted into white money, and even the government is getting beneficial in such a way that they're collecting the funds in the form of taxes where that can be used for the proper purpose only for the benefit and increase the economical stage of the nation. Let us take one problem here. See, I'm Mr. Karthik. I'm supplier from where I'm supplying the goods from Tamil Nadu. If they say it is a different state, like for example, I'm from Tamil Nadu where I'm supplying goods. The goods has been supplied was 10 refrigerators, each costing rupees 22,000 to a person who resides in Mysuru. So Tamil Nadu and Karnataka, two different states are there. When it is two different states, we are going to call that was as inter. So inter means they're going to charge IGST. Okay. If it is intra, means within the state, then it will be CGST and SGST. This is the thing what they. Now, how many units I'm purchasing here? 10 units. Each cost me 22,000. And Mr. Kathir gave 15% discount, means I'm giving discount to Chirag. The applicable GST is 18%. Compute the GST payable by the Chirag. See, what is the cost of the goods here? 22,000. How many units I'm purchasing? 10 units. 22,000 into 10 is nothing but 2,20,000. And what is the discount I'm giving for Chirag? 15%. 2,20,000 into 15 by 100 will be 33,000. So 2,20,000 minus 33,000 is nothing but 1,87,000. On 1,87,000, I'm going to charge tax, that is 18%, that is nothing but IGST. 1,87,000 into 18 by 100, so 2 zeros cancel. 1,870 into 18 is nothing but 33,660. So total value of the commodity will be 2,20,660 after providing discount. See, the product was 2,20,000, discount was given, and then we charged the tax. Now the Chirag has to pay 33,660 tax to the person who is supplying goods to him, right? This is a very simple problem where we sold goods 10 units, each 22,000. We are collecting 2,20,000, and we have given the discount 15%. That is 33,000 benefit was given, and whatever the amount we are collecting on that amount, we have to charge the tax here. So on 1,87,000, this will be 33,660, where the total value of the product is nothing but 2,20,660. Next problem, Mr. Michael from Mysuru sold 10 units of drilling machines to Mr. Bharat at rupees 3,000 each and gave a discount of 10%. The rate of GST is 18%. Compute the GST payable by Mr. Bharat. See, they didn't inform any concept here for which place we are supplying. So we'll assume that this is intra transaction. Intra means CGST and SGST. Means what is the rate of GST we have here? The rate of GST is 18%. Out of 18%, 9% will go to the central government and 9% will go to the state government. Means, now, what is the cost of each 3,000 into 10. So it will be 30,000, right? Out of 30,000, now 10% discount has been given, less discount 10%, 3,000. The product is 27,000. On this 27,000, 9% for CGST and 9% for SGST. Got it? So yeah, 3,000 into 10, 30,000. Discount we are giving 3,000. The product is 27. What is the rate of GST I said? 18%. So 27,000 into 9 by 100, 2 zeros cancelled here. So I'm collecting 2,430. 2,430. Total tax I'm collecting 4,860. This will be paid for the central and this will be paid for the state. So this is how we are going to calculate, and the final value of the commodity is 31,860. Next we have here, I'm Mr. X from Mysuru and I'm supplying goods to person in Bangalore. So Mysuru and Bangalore both are in the same state, so it is a intra. Intra means GST, whatever I'm going to collect, that is, what is the GST? Here see, they're not given anything, they're given. The CGST and SGST rates on goods are 9% each, means 18%. So CGST is 9%, SGST is 9%. Now, total price charged by Mr. X for supply of goods I have to calculate, and even we have to calculate who is liable to pay GST. Mr. X of Mysuru supplied goods worth rupees 10,000 to Mr. Y of Bangalore. The CGST and SGST rates are goods and services are 9% each. Find the following. See here. What is the goods value? 10,000. They're not given any discount here. So now on 10,000, 18%, that is nothing but CGST at 9%, SGST 9%. That is nothing but 10,000 into 9 by 100, 0 get cancels. 900. For CGST it is 900 and SGST 9, total 1,800. Total price charged was 11,800. Who is liable to pay GST? The 1,800, it has to be paid by Mr. Y. Who is selling goods? Mr. X. Who is purchasing? Mr. Y. So Mr. Y has to pay the tax to the Mr. X, and that amount will be remitted by Mr. X to the government. Next, Mr. Thiru of Hyderabad supplied goods worth rupees 50,000 to Mr. Guru of Bangalore. See, Hyderabad and Bangalore, Andhra Pradesh and Karnataka, when it comes, it is inter. Inter means IGST. What is the rate of taxes? 18%. This will go directly to the central. What is the cost of goods? 50,000. There is no discount here. So 50,000 into 18 by 100, 0 get cancels. 500 into 18, 9,000. The total price of the commodity is 59,000. And who is liable here? Mr. Guru is consuming or is purchasing the goods here. So Mr. Guru has to pay tax 9,000. And total price is going to pay 59,000 to Mr. Thiru of Hyderabad. Next problem we have here. It is very simple. My name is Mr. Venkat. I am from Hubli. I am supplying goods worth rupees 70,000 to Mr. Sendil of Madikeri. Hubli and Madikeri both are in Karnataka. So it is called intra. Intra means CGST and SGST. Now, here we have two concepts. So what is that concept we have here? When I'm selling this goods, when I collect the tax, we are going to call it as outward tax. Outward tax or output tax. When I'm purchasing the goods, when I pay the tax, it will be called as inward tax, or it is called input tax. Input tax. This is nothing but on purchase and this is nothing but on sales. When I collect the tax at the time of sales, that will be deducted from the tax paid at the time of purchases. Remaining amount only will be paid to the government. This is a new concept what we are learning in this present problem. Now, Mr. Venkat from Ubli is selling the goods, right, to Mr. Sendil, but this goods was purchased by him at 47,200 inclusive of tax, means the 47,200 includes cost of the product and plus 18% of GST, that is nothing but at 118%. The value is at 118%, where I have to remove the part of 100% and identify what is the tax I have paid here. That is nothing but 47,200 into 18 divided by 118. This is the thing how we have to calculate. Now, what is the cost of the goods? 70,000. What is the rate? 18%. And how much amount? 9%. 9%. That is nothing but 70,000 into 9 by 100. 0, 0 get cancels. 6,300, 6,000. So what is the amount I am collecting here? 12,000. We are collecting 12,600, right, from Mr. Sendil. And what is the tax we have to pay to the government? What is the amount we have collected here? 12,600. That is nothing but CGST, SGST, output tax. I am collecting 6,300, 6,300. At the time of purchase of goods, I paid the tax here. How much I paid tax here? 7,200. 47,200 into 18 by 118 will be 7,200. That is nothing but 7,200 is nothing but 3,600, 3,600. Now, what is the remaining amount? 2,700, 2,700. Means less input tax. Input tax minus this amount, because already we have paid to the government here. Now we are collecting 6,300, but already our amount is there in the government. Remaining balance should be paid here. That is 6,300 minus 3,600. The GST payable will be 2,700, 2,700. That is nothing but total 5,400. This is the amount of GST what I have to pay to the government. Similar concept, we have taken one more problem here, where I'm Mr. Mahesh from Hyderabad, where I'm selling goods to Mr. Rakshit of Bangalore. That is nothing but intra. Right? No, it is inter. Inter means IGST. Right? What is the output tax I'm collecting? Output tax minus input tax is the GST payable. Output tax minus input tax is the GST payable. So what is the output tax I'm collecting here? 50,000 into 18%. 50,000 into 18%, that is nothing but 9,000. What is the tax I've paid to the government here? 35,400 into 18 by 118 will be 5,400. So, only a paid tax to the government 5,400, remaining 3,600 has to be paid to the government. So, GST payable will be 3,600. See, 50,000, I am collecting tax here, 50,000 into 18 by 100, 0, 0 get cancels, 9,000. So, total value of the product is 59,000. I have collected 9,000, but 5,400 already are paid, remaining GST payable. So, GST payable will be 3,600. As I said here, See, output tax, I'm collecting 9,000 and already I paid tax 5,400. The balance has to be paid to the government. So there's a benefit what they are given. In the features, we said that when the credit facilities have been provided for the business people. This is the thing what we have here. Now is collecting 9,000, is going to deduct the amount already what he has paid, means he is going to take back the tax amount, right? And remaining the difference amount is going to pay tax to the government, means the ultimate consumer is paying the tax and not by the business people. In the upcoming session, we're going to learn certain format of valuation of goods and the GST payable. Namaste and thank you to all our 5th Sem BCom students that the subject what we're discussing is GST. In today's session, we've learned about the meaning of GST as well as the features of GST, and we have solved certain simple problems which can be understood by any common person and which is going to be benefited for you people in your business activities and for your examination also. Thank you once again and namaste.